Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 10 Future Plots. We're going to talk about Dwight. We're going to talk about the Rick movie. We're going to bring some closure to Season 9. No spoilers, please. We're going to talk about how we're going to transition over. We got people want to talk about a little bit of everything. People are going to want to hear the Negan whistle. Is that the... There you go. Just for you. I don't know who that was. I just saw it kind of stream up really, really quickly. I want to thank you guys. This is Walking Dead Day. We're winding it down. There's an ending, and then there's a beginning. And this is usually our kind of casual early morning stream. Coffee with Kills. We're going to hang out. Just random topics. But we do have a theme. We'll jump around a little bit. Throughout the day, we're going to have a stream at 1 o'clock today. We're going to talk a little bit about the weather, some of the challenges in today's episode. At 3 o'clock, we're going to have extended spoilers. There's some new information out there. So please, those of you jumping in, hold your spoiler chat right now. You'll have all the time in the world at 3 o'clock to kind of get your ideas out there. 8 o'clock, we're going to do a countdown, unless the episode leaks again. Hopefully it doesn't, but we're just going to kind of get our pregame party on. And then, of course, the reaction video that you guys remember was absolutely a madhouse last week, and I think it's going to be big again today. Before we get into it, we do know this is the end. And I did want to bring something up on the screen. If you guys will just bear with me for a second. I actually wanted to read this for the Army because it's a really, really nice comment, and I think it encompasses our entire season. Some people are like, no, it's the last episode. But Kills, you're the most caring, the most respectful, and may I add that you're my friend, are killing it. I can only speak for myself, but how you're running all the channels faithfully, it's impressive and without missing a beat. Yes, I'm honored to be a part of your 99 Gaming family. Just want to let you know that you're very respected for the way you made your streams equal to the listeners and you want involvement. Never once have you disrespected or snapped at anyone. Okay. I might not agree 100% with that, but for the most part, yes. You're just so professional and courteous, and at the same time, you have swag. I don't think I've ever been told I have swag before, but that's maybe from Missouri. People in Missouri think I have swag. You and your mods are on point, take no BS, and showed us that we can converse and start a conversation. Eventually, we became involved, made friends, and now family. The only difference between you and the other YouTubers, this channel, wait a minute, there's a lot of difference between us and the others, but this channel provides a loyalty and we feel wanted. It is you and your mods that listen, and that is the difference between 99 Gaming and the other YouTubers. And to boot, you do it live, which always does create some challenges. You have perfect combination to make this 99 Army fun, serious, sometimes silly. You guys make simple conversation into family. Kills, mods, you're killing it. Thanks for listening. Love, your mother. No, my mom didn't write that. It's Lisa Marie West, who is one of our very, very loyal subs. Wrote that as a comment on a video. So thank you so much, Lisa Marie. Definitely means a lot. If you guys don't think that I listen to your comments or read your comments, I absolutely do. And thank you. Very well said. And appreciate that. We got Tom Ferreira with the hashtag no spoilers. Tom, thank you for bringing it. And Valar, what's up, Valar? Good morning, 99 Army. Kill Steph, Emmy, Kel, Sweet Tommy sponsors Patreons, and of course all of the super chatters. And one more thing, you guys do know that we have a brand new starting tomorrow, but we've been sort of sneak peeking it out a little bit. Will the Bill is what we're calling him. Won the 999 Super Fan for the month of April, and we have a list. Everybody on the list is going to be included. Valar is going to be on that list. Wilson is going to be on that list. Pete D is going to be on that list. So they're going to rotate, and over the next couple months, you're going to see, Valar might have a dragon or could have one of those coins from Game of Thrones. Wilson, I think we figured it out. But there you go. There is Will the Bill rocking the 999 Army tattoo. I love it, man. I love it. So let's transition into a little bit of our topic for today. These are not going to be super long hour streams like the last couple of days. We had Friday Night Freestyle, which was great. We had last night was kind of a half the season. We planned on doing the whole season last night and doing a recap, but the chats just got so in detailed about each episode, we could only do half of it. So we did the first half. So during the week, sometime next week, we're going to recap the second half of the season. And that'll probably be a little bit better anyway, because it's going to be a little bit more fresh in everybody's mind. And we'll have this last, episode 16 under our belts as well. So I want to throw this out there as an idea because one of the most common questions is, it might be rapidly becoming the most common question, is will Rick come back to the television show? Oh, you got to stop. You got to stop, Amy. Come on. Super chats are one thing, but when somebody goes like complete beast mode in a super chat and goes like red, that I think my whole face gets red. It is. I love the super chats, and I love the interaction, but that's a lot, and I'm gonna read it. So Amy Ferrero, hi Kills, Amy Ferrero here. Just wanted to thank you for mentioning my son Derek's name during the podcast a couple nights ago. Derek is intellectually disabled, and even at 29, couldn't participate in the streams. You're too fast for him. You made his year. And Amy, absolutely. Thank you. I mean, but it is no trouble, no problem at all. And if you guys have something, send it to me. I absolutely want to get your family, your friends, your accomplishments, things included in the video. And we have grown, right? And one of the things that we started doing, and Amy, thank you so much. I don't think I can say it enough. I wrote a kind of a little paragraph this morning on our Facebook fan page, just talking about the last year and some of the things that we've all went through, not just from the television show. And it's why it does. I promise I'm not going to rant, but it's why I do get a little worked up when people are like, the show's dumb, it's just a TV show. And they don't understand this network, this group, this community that we talk about and how much of this I absorb. And I do. I absorb a lot because I read the comments and I get into them. I think I was sending some messages to a couple people last night at 1 o'clock in the morning and even posting on the Patreon site at 1 o'clock in the morning. You don't turn it off. And it was reflecting and reminiscing about a lot of the stuff that all of us have dealt with over the past year. Our jobs, our moving, our challenges. And we always bring it back to the show and we connect to the show. And then when we're not connecting with the show, we connect with everybody else. But absolutely, and I will, you know what, I'll double down on it, and I'm going to ask everybody to do me a big favor. Everybody here, could you guys do me a big favor? It may spam block it at first, but the mods, if you guys can unblock it, you guys can give me a hashtag Derek, just not only with the comment, but show a little support in the screen. I know it may stream a little bit fast, but there's going to be enough on there to make sure that we get this included in this video. So if I can just get every member, everybody here, how about another shout out? So thank you. There you go, Derek. Appreciate your support and appreciate the support of this army. It's absolutely growing and it is phenomenal, and glad all of you guys are a part of it. All right. So a couple more announcements. You guys do know that Will the Bill, as we saw the emoji a little bit ago, we also are doing something, and I think back to kind of Lisa's comment earlier. We can be a little corny sometimes, and I'm okay with that. And people that just tune in for spoilers, they don't always get it. But we did also, Tom Ferrer, hopefully bug Tom, I think we need to change your name. Tom, who is really Matt, by the way. I think we should change Tom to Tom Bug Ferrara. Because he really likes that in Super Chat. Hopefully Bug doesn't let Carol let her kill her. I don't think she will. I mean, there's no spoilers, and I know we're talking long term, but I think Bug is going to be safe for a little while. If Tom wins, you're right, David Henderson. A bug emoji. You know what? And David Henderson, you just brought up something to kind of remind me, because I was going to talk about how we can be, a little silly and a little corny and a little fun. So yes, and we're mainly going to use these in the Freestyle Friday. But all of you in green probably noticed that there is an emoji that we created. I like to say bug too. I like to say it in Alpha's voice. And, it's probably short for what, like June bug? I think that's kind of a pet name for kids. So, those of you in green probably also noticed that not only do we have the William Finney, Will the Bill, but we also have a virtual currency that was nicknamed the Kills coin. And some people might not have gotten the explanation of what we do with that. So when there's a comment that is a really good comment or something that the members want to highlight, then they may flash a Kills coin and put the person's name afterwards. And it's just something I'm going to take notice of, because a lot of people super chat in our freestyle streams, and some people don't super chat or can't super chat for various reasons. So what we want to do is we want to kind of give some free super chats so we can get everybody's voice included in the video. So you'll get some super chats. You're going to get some Patreons that'll do some super chats. You're going to get some members. And then we're going to get other people that watch. It's like, hey, I really want a super chat, but I'm on a Google doesn't use my specific debit card. Or you may have someone, from a financial standpoint, says, hey, Kills, I want to say something in stream. And I say it, and it streams so fast, I can't get it included in there. And that happens a lot. As we grow, it does stream faster, and it's harder to get your comment included. I understand that. But what we do want to do is we'll just have a member flash that token, and we'll give it some consideration. As I said before, I'm not just going to throw them out there. They're going to be the best of the best comments. So that's the one thing that I'm going to ask you. If you want your comment included, you got to bring it. You can't just throw something out there and assume it's going to be picked. I need your A game. All right, so that's the deal. 2 questions, and so I'll circle all the way back. So probably the most common question that I get now is that, really, Tom? Really? Tom, if you ask me to say bug one more time, there will be conflict. Tom Bug Ferrara. So, it used to be Morales, it used to be the Rick Arm thing, and now it is Rick coming back? Is Rick going to come back to the TV show? And remember, there's 2 ways that we approach some of these theories. There's the head and there's the heart. And the heart, June Smith, says, yes, bring him back. But last night, and June, I think we finally agreed with this. We don't need Rick back on the show because we've got Rick in the movie. So we kind of got a 3-for-1 special. What started with The Walking Dead is now Fear, is now the TV show, and now we got the movies coming out. And Valar has also done this as well. And Valar says, if you want me to super chat for you, no problem. And has done that many times. And I'm hoping that the members will look at that as kind of the Kills coins, and it'll ease some of that, because I've had William do it. Valar's done it. Several of you've kind of super chatted for other people to get their comments included, and I will, and I'll get some random statements. So, for example, does that constant question about Rick bug anybody? Heart of Nixie. So, Heart of Nixie, I would say it might be less likely to bug people that kind of see it in passing than maybe a person that gets it and reads it and responds to it many, many times. Because we have discussed it in our streams, and I don't mind going back over it, but I've got a pretty strong stance on it. And it's not because I don't want Rick on the show. It's because I don't think it makes sense to bring Rick back on the show for a lot of reasons. Probably be a sign of desperation that the other characters are not carrying it, and I don't think that's going to be the case. very hard to bring somebody back when you've hyped up all middle of the season of Rick's final 2 episodes, join for Rick's final episode, and then next season if they bring him back, like, oops, psych, wasn't Rick's final episodes, we're bringing Rick back again. I've also seen things pop up in my feed recently that I think are not fully honest, where people are using it as a topic of conversation to sort of mislead viewers and fans a little bit. One that popped up is fans think that Rick will be returning. Well, I mean, I could have 500 fans in here and one fan or 2 fans, 2 of you guys get together and say, hey, I think Rick's coming back. And I could do a video and say, hey, fans think Rick's coming back. It was only 2 of 500, but that is plural. It's 2. It's not going to be a rant. I swear it's not going to be a rant. But I am drinking coffee. So if we're to think with our heart, we absolutely could say it makes me feel good to think that Rick would come back. But my question is, why? Let's challenge it. Let's bring it up. Dwight coming back would make sense. Why would Rick come back? What's there for Rick that they can't do in the movies? And don't tell me Michonne. Please don't tell me Michonne. Because if you tell me Michonne, you haven't been paying attention. Watch. Somebody's going to say Michonne. Judith, possibility. There's no way RJ is going to be left behind. That I'll say. And Soko said they can do anything in the movie. Thank you, Jacob. I knew you were going to say Michonne. Because Michonne ain't staying. Michonne's leaving. The crossover from the series to the movie makes much, much more sense than going back from the movie to the TV show. I certainly think that the creators are looking forward and they're looking for a whole new forum to develop and a whole new means to deliver a story to us. And I think the movie's going to be phenomenal. So other than the fact that we don't need it, other than the fact that they can do it in the movie, I'm going to ask this question. How do you think the actors would feel about Rick Grimes coming back to the show? Think about this for a second before you just answer. I know they love Andy. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about deep down inside, how do you think the actors would respond to the news that Andrew comes back? I don't think that would be very well received. Publicly, maybe, but privately, it almost to me seems like a submission. Ziglet says they did not want him to leave. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. I think it would be one of those situations like, and I'm just being honest here. Oh my God, it's so exciting to have Rick Grimes back. And then, whoa, does that mean I'm losing my job? Does that mean I'm leaving? Did my pay just get cut? That's $600,000 an episode. Just something to think about. June Smith, kills on a serious side of things. We all know The Walking Dead can make it possible. Rick was the beginning and he will be the end. Why not? Just facts. Jon Snow came back. June. Just a question. Did Game of Thrones 2 weeks out ever say tune in for Jon Snow's final 2 episodes? Or did they say tune in tonight for Jon Snow's final episode? Did they ever hype it up like that? And there is a fundamental difference. June is going to try to will him back into existence. So this is what it means to me. And I love June Smith. And I love many of you that are passionate about the Rick Grimes story. But here's my problem with, at this point, any character being the face of the show. And I'm going to ask the group here. I want you to think about this for 1 second. Oh, and I love the comment. Oh, and you know what? I missed something. Rachel, the Army Brat, thank you so much. Rachel is a brand new patron as of yesterday, so thank you. Appreciate that. I just saw your name pop up, and I know that we did the reading and everything else. We hit our 90th Patreon, so we are growing. We're about 80% to our next tier goal, and I'm going to have an announcement middle of April of something that we're going to start doing for the patrons as well. So not going to spoil it just yet. I'm doing some stuff behind the scenes, but patrons, there's something coming for you guys as well. So I'm going to ask the group this question. If we've got all these actors and Wilson just got to meet Magna and Eugene and several others, Lydia. If we've got about 40 minutes worth of watch time in a show, with commercials, there's about 40 minutes. How many people would gladly bring Rick back if it meant now that 40 minutes goes to Rick and we only have 20 minutes to spread amongst everybody else's storyline? Or how many people kind of like the 5 minutes of Judith we get, and the 5 minutes of Magna we get, and the 5 minutes of Daryl we get, and the 5 minutes of Ezekiel we get, and the 5 minutes of Negan we get? Does it not seem like the story has developed a lot more, and now we've got all these other characters we can sort of wrap ourselves around, and that Rick, because he has that airtime, needs his own movie? June, you get a movie with 100% of Rick Grimes. 100%. You doesn't even have to share the screen with anybody else. It's his deal. So for me, I am gladly, I don't need him on Sunday nights. I need Negan and Judith and all the other characters that have done a really, really, really good job. An amazing job. And that's what happens when a show is so wrapped around one person's story. It prevents all the development of everything else. And that's why Angela Kang has been amazing this year. Amazing. I got Najee Watt super chatting, says, people will bash the writers and show regardless. I think enough people would forgive a Rick comeback after other leads got a chance to shine on their own. To a degree, all Daryl got to do was grunt for 3 seasons. I kind of like my Daryl not grunting all the time. And I really, really love Judith Grimes. Really love Judith Grimes. That 5 minutes per show that I lost from Rick not being there, and now I see it in Judith, it's quick, it's clever. What's the real quick, Rick Grimes fans, what's the greatest Rick Grimes line you can think of. Just type it in chat. Give me your best Rick Grimes line. Yeah, there you go. Coral. He can't even say it anymore. That line's gone. Even if they bring him back, you can't say it. Coral. You go with me, Sean. SoCo, I accepted movie, so I'm okay with not having Rick. I agree with you. I'm right there with you. This isn't a democracy anymore. Yeah, so there's some good lines, right? But let's think just on a minor scale. I mean, in just a couple screenshots, Judith coming out, what's the best Judith line? I'm a kid, asshole. I mean, Judith is nailing it. Now, I'm not saying it's up to Rick Grimes' stature, but give the girl a chance. She just started. That Judith and Daryl scene, sitting on the dock, or Judith saying, think about in a short period of time, just the Judith lines. I can't hear their voice anymore, right? Talking about Carl and Rick. Or, what would my dad do? I mean, every single scene. I don't know that, well, first of all, if Rick was still there, we wouldn't be getting these Judith lines because she would be in the background. She wouldn't be asking questions, what would my dad do? Because her dad would be around the corner. So the way Angela Kang has developed these other supporting characters, and look, we haven't even got started with Magna's group. I got to ask, how many people think Connie is incredible? How many people love Connie on The Walking Dead? I know there's some fans out there because people are just melting. They're melting. Anybody not like Connie? I would venture a guess, if Rick was still on the show, we probably wouldn't have as much Connie airtime. Because, I mean, they can't put everybody on the show. Magna's great. The King has been great this season. Daryl's gotten more airtime. Negan has been phenomenal this season. And, we got Cindy still over there. We could get a little bit more Cindy story. There's still a lot to do. Dog, there you go. Buffy Batcave. Who doesn't love Dog? I mean, look at how much airtime Dog's gotten. June's solution is going to be, June, I got you covered. I even got June Smith's next argument. Well, Kills, why don't we just make The Walking Dead 2 hours and we give the first hour and 25 minutes to Rick, and then we give the other 35 minutes to everybody else. So that's what we could do, June. We could extend it, and then everybody's happy. 2-hour Walking Dead every night with 75% of all FaceTime going to Rick Grimes. I'm okay. I'm okay with watching the movie. June Smith. Kills. Rick being the hero that he was would be the best way to end the series in a whole. Oh my God. You can't see we need him? No. We got Dog. We got Connie. We got Negan. We got Daryl. We got Carol. The show is no longer about a hero. The comic was Rick Grimes. And I get it. People are like, he's the start. He's got to be the finish, the end. He's the alpha. He's got to be the omega. No, June. This is about everybody rising up and carrying their own weight. But the movie is certainly going to tell us the trials and tribulations and everything that Rick went through. But I'm not going to completely let you off the hook because I did promise to entertain a couple other ideas. How many people think in the picture up on the screen that Dwight looks like a badass? Like not Dwight that was whimpering and crying and I get it, you're going to have to kill me. Go on. You go and find her. If I see you here again, I'm going to kill you, son of a bitch. That's the last thing that Daryl said to Dwight. Now he's got a weapon. Dwight looks like he has some focus. Now, if they take Dwight and build him up a little bit, get him on some vitamins and bulk him up, maybe a Dwight re-crossover, because they can still play with time. What Dwight is doing on Fear right now is before the whole Whisperer debacle. So there's still time for Morgan. There's still time for Dwight. There's still time. I mean, could Dwight and John and some of that group, Althea with the tanks, could there be a slight Commonwealth connection there, way down in Fear the Walking Dead? Just food for thought. Could Dwight be somebody to help lead that charge back over? We don't know what's going to happen with Fear in a year, 2 months. Just something to sort of keep in mind. So other than the obvious, and I think, in all seriousness, to the fans that are talking about Andrew Lincoln, to me it would be a last-ditch effort for the show. And I would say, if they were to ever bring Rick back, it would be a desperation move. The fans would see it. They probably would have already lost most of the fan base. And they're a strong contingency of fans that would love for this show to go out on top, rather than try to resurrect. And I think it would be an admission of failure. I agree with that, Soko. They better not be killing Dwight. I do like me some Dwight. And I like me some Morgan. And I like me some Alicia. And some John Dory. And part of the reason why I wanted to lead with kind of the Rick Grimes is because I felt I need to answer the question in another forum, another format. But also, a lot of people have asked, what's next after today? What's next for the channel? Many of you are new. A lot of you are not. Those that are not, that have been here for a couple of years, you guys know we don't stop in April. However, I will say this. We probably won't be doing 2 streams a night. We're going to kind of settle down on the time. There'll be a little bit longer streams during the night, maybe an hour, 10, 15 minutes. We will do a daily broadcast, but we're not going to be doing back-to-backs. That's the main difference. And the reason we do back-to-backs now is because we try to keep the streams somewhat focused on the topic, even though it does go off the rails a little bit. And during the off-season, we can kind of just do a longer stream and get more conversations, get more dialogue included in it. And the question has come up is, when are we going to do Fear? Probably not this week, but the week, April 8th, that week, we're going to start getting into Fear predictions and slight Fear spoilers. We're going to hype up the show like we always do. We had a great time watching it last year. At least I did. Many fans who had left came back, and it got some high ratings from us. I mean, I'm not going to go on a ratings rant. You guys know how I feel about ratings. But those that gave up on Fear, I'm gonna challenge you one more time. Go back and watch last season. If you don't want to watch the first 3, that's fine. I don't think you need to. But go back and watch last season just to get up to speed with the new characters. You got a week in order to get all that under your belt. It won't be hard to binge watch it in a week. And then next week, we will start talking Fear, and then you'll understand it and have more of a gist of the characters and what they do. It took more of a Western approach last year. It had some good structured humor, and I do think talking about it probably my second favorite show to talk about. I actually liked Fear a little bit more than The Passage. And I'm looking forward to how some of the stories are going to play out. Especially, I do think bringing Dwight over is going to be a big boost. And we are about 36 minutes in. I'll take a couple more questions. We got Rams who says, do you think the Whispers will unleash the Walker herd onto remaining communities or at least Hilltop? I certainly do in Season 10, Rams. I think once that war goes full scale, somebody's going to have to help them. Kitten Smitten says, I will give Fear another chance. So I'm going to throw this out there to group. This is Walking Dead Day. How many people in this room right now, and give me a thumbs up if you're down with us, how many people are going to be right there with us for Fear the Walking Dead? How many people are going to give it a shot this year? Because I asked that question last year, and we got some reluctancy. There was like, yeah, okay, I'll try it. And then by the end of the season, it was like, yes, man, I'm glad. I loved it. It was great all season long. All right, so that may answer the question of a lot of people, like, what are we doing all spring, all summer? Game of Thrones. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, we are going to be doing countdowns to Game of Thrones. We're going to be doing reaction videos to Game of Thrones, and we're going to be doing recaps to Game of Thrones. We're going to be doing random things, which is where we hang out. We got topics that are, some are going to be Walking Dead related, some are just going to be hanging out. We're going to do bold predictions for The Walking Dead for Season 10. So we're going to be talking about The Walking Dead several months in advance. Then we're going to start to transition into Fear the Walking Dead. So we're going to have Walking Dead chat going on and Fear the Walking Dead chat going on. We're going to be doing Nosferatu over the summer. We're also going to be doing Stranger Things over the summer. All of that, and we're not going to give up on Freestyle Friday, because Freestyle Friday, we got a kills coin for crying out loud. We got a virtual token to get people's chat, to get people included. So I know people are looking at this as the end of Walking Dead, and let me say this, and I'll probably mention it in every stream. I'm not naive to think that a few of you will probably go dark and not be on YouTube and not be talking about a show that's 6 or 8 months. It happens every year. I hope that you're entertained by what we do. I hope you feel comfortable with what we do, and I hope we see you all summer. But if we don't, then I'll definitely see many of you back for Fear the Walking Dead and many of you back for October. But we're not going anywhere. We're going to be streaming here almost every night of the week. I'm going to pick a day off, either Wednesday or Thursday. I don't know which day it's going to be. It won't be 7 days a week. But 6 out of 7 days, we will be here every night talking about a show, and a show that all of us can kind of wrap around. And there'll be some heavy, heavy Walking Dead themes as well. So the rest of the day, and then we're going to wind this thing down. As I said, 1 o'clock, we will be right back here talking about some of the awesome stuff that's going to go down in this episode. Not the character dynamic, but how the weather. It won't be directly spoiler related. I hope there's no spoilers in it. But we are going to talk about the snow and some potential challenges of the snow. First time ever in the show. I think it's a big deal. At 3 o'clock, we will be here with extended spoiler chat. We're going to do that here, not on the 999 Dead channel. We're going to keep all streams on 999 Gaming today because we're so close to pushing 100,000. We're going to stay here for the next couple weeks and just get our troops here because I think we're going to grow pretty fast. Tonight at 8 o'clock, we're going to do our pregame party, which is just our countdown, hang out. People are probably going to be having a couple drinks, cooking their food, talking in the background, a little bit of everything. And then after the show tonight, it's going to be a big, big reaction video. Tomorrow is going to be all-day streaming as well. So you can catch me in the morning. We're going to be doing a little coffee with Kills. We'll probably do 3 to 4 streams tomorrow. And then Tuesday, I think we're going to be back to a more normal schedule. So thank you so much to all the people participating, the brand new Patreons as well. Rachel, the Army Brat, thank you. The channel members. So really quick, those of you still here, as I said, we're 10 Patreons short of hitting 100. That's a big deal. We might not get there tonight, but I think we're going to add 10 more Patreons. And Patreons, you guys, stay tuned. Like I said, in a couple weeks, there's going to be a pretty cool announcement I think you're going to like with some giveaways and a couple other things. Also some summer events and a lot of things going on. I just need a little bit more time to plan it out. When you're streaming 4 times a day, the future development might get put on the back burner a little bit, but rest assured, we got some really cool things for the patrons coming up. Channel members, we're 53 channel members. Once we hit 7 more channel members, we are... Channel members unlock emojis. They're highlighted in green. We're going to unlock a Angela Kang emoji. I didn't call her and ask her if it was okay. I don't have her direct number, but I don't care because we're going to do it to honor Angela Kang because she's amazing and she did a tremendous job with the season. So if you guys are at a Walker Stalk or a Comic-Con and you happen to see her like, hey, Angela, I'm from the 999 Army. By the way, we're the only channel that you have a custom emoji set up. So we're going to do that for her because she's absolutely been incredible. And I want to shout out the moderators, Emmy, Steph, Tommy, Kells, and one big shout out to each and every one of you. If you guys got a lot of questions, how do I become a Patreon? There's a link down below. How do I become a member? It's a little more complicated. Kel has been walking through many people how to do it. You hit the $ right there. If it says join, then you're already watching through an app that you can join. If not, you have to log on to YouTube through YouTube Gaming, go to our channel, and then there's a join button that you can join at that point. And then it pops up on the screen like level up, and then you become a member. So there's a lot of ways that you can sponsor the channel, and rest assured, all these ways you're sponsoring the channel go to our growth, future events, some giveaways that we're going to do, and even some bigger stuff we have in the works. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate everything that you guys do. I'll see many of you back here at 1 o'clock and all throughout the day. Peace.